Hello, welcome to ETCV 631, Advanced Multimedia. I'm Chris Johnson, your instructor for this course. Since this is an advanced course in the program, I'm assuming you have all taken courses from me before, so I'm not going to go into a lot about myself in this video. I am going to introduce you to the purpose of the course and the structure, and it's changed a little bit since my previous classes, so you want to make sure that you go through all of the material. Let's take a look at the class. The purpose of Advanced Multimedia is just that, to introduce you to a variety of different advanced digital learning tools. There are 7 projects that you'll work through over the course of this semester. They are structured to be done in order except for the do-it-yourself project. For the do-it-yourself project, you're going to do exactly that. You're going to decide on something that you want to learn more about. Once you've decided that, you and I will sit down in a meeting. It could be online, it could be over the phone, and we will determine how you're going to go about learning whatever it is that you want to learn. It could be something that's not covered in the ETCV courses, or it might be a follow-up to something that you've seen in a previous course. You'll need to have your proposal done by September the 10th, so I'll be sending out emails to set up the meetings. Once we've set up the project, you're on your own in terms of completing it. I will be happy to answer questions and help you in any way that I can, but you're going to set the due date for it, and then it will be up to you to monitor your progress on the project. The other major projects are exploring a variety of different Google apps. You're going to learn about something called flipping instruction. You'll learn how to create a 3D model using modeling software. And then you're going to use that modeling software to develop a learning space. As always, the information on each of the projects can be found here. Now, this is one of the differences in the way I have my course laid out versus how you might find courses in other Moodle sites in the program. You might be used to seeing not only the project, but all of the project files associated with it, forums, discussions, whatever, in one long list. I hate scrolling, and it turns out Moodle allows me to set it up so that I can show you the major topics, and when you click on a topic, it will expand to show you what's in that topic. So these are the topics, and it also shows you that for the 3D modeling, there's 1 page, 1 forum, and 1 assignment. For flipping, 2 pages, a forum, and an assignment. So if I click on, let's say, the 3D modeling assignment, it will show me the web page that has the description of the project, and then the forum and Dropbox associated with that project. To go back a project or forward a project, you would click on the project's name. You can always go back to the main course. And I've also given you a little bit of guidance here in terms of looking at any of the projects. So if I wanted to go quickly back to the do-it-yourself project, instead of having to flip, I could just click on it directly and go here. I built in a little bit of navigation as well within each project description. You can always go back to the main menu here or to any of the projects. If the project is not active, you're on that page. Within that page, I tell you the purpose of the project, when it's due, an introduction to it, how you should go about completing it, what you need to do to submit it, and my expectations, along with the assessment. And if you've taken classes from me before, these are not that different in terms of my layout. So you'll work through each of the projects. Before you start delving directly into the projects, you want to make sure that you start with the Start Here and Getting Started and look at each of the sections in course information. Now, a few things that are different from previous courses. For the online meetings, before they've been required, you are to attend 75% of the meetings and either attend them or do a summary. I've changed this. The meetings are going to be voluntary. They'll be held from 6:45 to 7:15, a half hour, unless I feel that I need more time. You'll notice in the schedule of hours we were listed to go from 7 to 8. I shifted this a little bit to 6:45 to 7:15 because I found in most of the meetings I can cover the questions and make any clarifications I need to. Because the meetings are not mandatory anymore, I'm going to be sending a meeting confirmation every Monday or Tuesday if I forget, and I will ask you whether you're planning to attend. I would appreciate hearing back from you in either the affirmative or the negative. Otherwise, I'm sitting around at 6:45 wondering whether anyone is going to show up. After each meeting, I'll post a link to the recording here. And if you miss a meeting, you should go in and make sure that you listen to the recording and post any questions that you might have in the online meeting forum. Now, the only exception to this, and we'll talk about it, is that on December the 10th, you are going to be doing an online presentation of your Learning Space project. And this is going to take us, given the amount of students in the class, about 2 hours. So you'll have plenty of time to plan for this, and I'll be giving you warnings all through the semester to make sure that you're ready to go. For those of you that have taken classes from me before, you know that I'll say something like, post your answers in this discussion forum. What I was finding is that people would come back to me 2 years later when you can no longer access the course and say, do you still have those postings I made? And I don't. I don't have access to those courses either unless I ask to have them opened again. So what I'm going to ask you to do when you post to a forum, you are also going to submit a copy of your post to the Dropbox. This will make sure that, number one, you've got a copy somewhere on your hard drive, and I keep everything as well. So if you do lose it, you'll be able to contact me 2 to 3 years from now and say, do you still have that project? The one thing I'd like to clarify and just make sure is when you're posting in the forum, please do not just post, say, the Word document. It adds a step for people who want to read your answers. So make the posting in the forum, and then what I would suggest doing is just copy that into a Word document, and that's the document that you'll submit to me. The other thing that I've started to do is I will be sharing a Google Doc with you, and it's a Google spreadsheet, and it will have all of the criteria for the assignments, and this is where I will put in your initial grades. You can still check the grade book to see your overall grade, but checking your status in your Google Doc will let you see the points that you received on each item of the criteria. It'll also indicate whether I've received your project but haven't graded it yet, or whether it's been graded. So that's the basic outline for the course. Please make sure that by the end of the first week, you have gone through the start here, read through the syllabus, navigating the course, the online meeting, submitting a project, checking your status, and look at the class participation project. You will be asked to post an introduction to yourself in the class participation form. So that's the summary of Advanced Multimedia. I'm looking forward to working with everyone this semester, and to tell you the truth, the Learning Space project is my favorite one, so I'm looking forward to see what you come up with.